Yes, we are. Hi. Hi. Let's see. Let's get a little. How we doing? Nope. We're gonna just add a little light to this. There we go. I think that's good. All right. Whoops. Bam. Hi. Okay. Here we go, everybody. Okay, well, apparently I'm flying solo at this point. Oh, we've got one person who's here. Hi. Up, now we got 5 people. Say hello. Let me know who's there. Christopher is here. Hi, Christopher. How are you? Samarosco. Hi, bud. How you doing? All right, people are showing up. I love it. Oh, Dem Hunter Boys. I love it. Yellow. Writer's Quest. Oh, that's great. Oh, everybody's here. This is great. Everybody's jumping on. I love it. I love it. Oh, Vidal, thank you. I am great. Oh, hey, Seth and Geeked Out Turtle fans. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of people here now. That's fabulous. I love it. I love it. Whoops. Okay. Hey, lives in North Carolina. Dem Hunter Boys lives in North Carolina. I went to the farmhouse. Very cool. Hey, John, Seth. Hey, guys. How are you? All right. So, I love it, man. Pepsi Man's from Argentina. I love that. Gold Wolf wants to know when my next movie is. Good question. It's in the can and we're just trying to work on distribution. Meow. Hello, WWE Motors. Oh, I love it. You're the cat lover. Hi, everybody. So, oh my goodness. I had a late night last night. A very dear friend of mine. Hello from Kenosha. I love it. Yo, and a bottle of run. Yes. I'm surprised I'm not more hungover than I am. A really dear friend of mine who is on tour right now had a couple days off, and so we had a really fun dinner that turned into let's go out and hear some music that turned into karaoke, and it was a little crazy last night. Mario Lemus. Okay, you know what? He wants to know where to send something to me. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm setting up a website, and we're gonna be able to connect a little more easily there. We're gonna do more in-depth than we're doing on YouTube, and that's all in the works, and it'll be coming out soon. I love it because I asked yesterday when I said I was gonna be here. Hey, Slushy Deluxe, how are you? When I said I was gonna be here today, like if anybody had any questions, and I've been thinking about. I want you guys to know that I think about you all the time, and like what I want to share, and it really helps me when you guys let me know what you want to talk about. And that's part of so what I do is when I know I'm coming on is I put a little something in my community page on YouTube, so if you get notifications and stuff like that, you'll know that it's happening. And I really encourage people to ask some questions, and to let me know what you want to talk about. But this is a question, and it's kind of it's gonna go out from the specificity of the question because it kind of touches a lot of things, and I'll hopefully be coherent and wrap it up to so that it all kind of makes sense. But Green January asked a question, and he said, what's one thing that you wish all young people would understand about acting before they pursue it as a career? And I feel like my answer to this is going to touch not just acting careers, but really any career, because it's not just about acting. So let me just jump into this right away. What's the one thing that I wish all young people would understand about acting before they pursue it as a career is that you will spend a crazy, minuscule amount of time actually acting. The amount of time that I spend acting versus managing, maintaining, pursuing, navigating my acting career is like if it was a pie, it would be like a quarter of the time that I spend. Because the rest of the time, I am navigating the waters of a career. And one of the biggest things that I have to deal with all the time is my mentality, is how do I think about my career and what do I believe about it, which really talks to um, uh, what are my beliefs about what is possible and what are my beliefs about what's impossible. And a quote came up today that I thought was really interesting because it's sort of like a foundation that you can sort of start from, and it's an Einstein quote. And yep, I meant to put a do not disturb on my phone and I forgot. So the Einstein quote is there are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as if everything is a miracle, which I really love because it's also, there's another Einstein quote, which is, do you believe life is inherently friendly or the universe is an inherently, and I'm paraphrasing wildly, is it an inherently friendly place or an inherently unfriendly, dangerous place? And when you make that decision, your life proceeds from that place. So when you're starting a career as an actor, or I think pretty much any career, it's the point of view that you carry with you throughout your journey that is going to influence so many of the outcomes. And that's all about like, what do you think? Like, how are you, what are you believing about this? And it's so interesting because my friend who I was with last night is incredibly successful. She's got like 5 gold records. She's an incredible, she's a stand-up comedian, and she's just phenomenally talented. And her career and journey is completely unique to her. Like nobody has done it the way that she has done it. And I think there are times that she wishes that her path had been a little more um, uh, traditional, like that she had gone the route of so many other stand-up comedians. And she didn't. And she's actually a lot more successful as a result. And we have a movie that we have done together. And right now it's COVID put some brakes on it. And then it's, the distribution, the publicity, it's been pushed back. How is this going to be marketed? All of that kind of stuff. And I had some ideas about it that were different than what I think are being tossed around. And I think that she's thinking that she has to do a really like traditional way of doing this. And I said, look at your career. You've never done anything traditionally. You've never done anything the way that other people do it. You do it your way. And if you do it your way, look how successful you've been. Look how well it goes. And it's really like, it becomes miraculous that way. And you can be, I mean, that's why like our ways of thinking, my way of thinking either builds me up or breaks me down. And so when I'm unlimited in my thinking and when I'm limited in my thinking, I get such a different result from there. And so when you're starting out and pursuing a career as an actor or an artist or a musician, or you're an animator, or you're a cartoonist, or you're, whatever it is that you are pursuing, particularly if it is something non-traditional and a little off the beaten path, you're really going to need to, I think, in my experience, I have found that it is really, really important to have a more positively focused way of thinking. If you come at it with a glass half full, or what can I make out of this shit sandwich? How can I make this palatable? You're gonna open up creative opportunities that weren't there before. Um, uh, it opens doors instead of closing them. When you say yes, like, yes, you can feel it. It's expansive. When you say no, no is like a boundary. No is a stop sign. No is a do not enter. And it's very appropriate to say no many times. But when you're pursuing your career and when you're starting, it's really important to say yes. I think it was Shonda Rhimes wrote a book. I haven't read it yet, but people have referred passages to me over the years, and it was called The Year of Yes. And when we say yes, we are really opening up to possibilities. I've got so many things on my screen. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Aaron is here. Yay, I love you, Aaron. Or I think he's here. I don't know if he's just texting me. He's he's such a great guy. You will all get to meet Aaron at some point. We're going to be doing something together. What is this, the industry? Oh, that question just went away quickly. But okay, so so one of the things that I think probably in any profession that you have to deal with is your mentality. Is how are you thinking? Is your thinking supporting your growth and your expansion as an artist and as a human being? Or is your thinking depressing you and bumming you out? And is it always sort of looping into a more negative pathway, like this is impossible and I can't, and it's just not working out for me? And one of the things, it's a saying that I really love, and I refer to it and continue to refer to it over and over in my career, which is compare and despair. When I'm comparing myself to other people, they always say it's like comparing your insides with somebody else's outsides. You just can't do it. It's just not helpful. It's not going to get you where you want to go. It's just sort of going to make you feel really icky about yourself. And gosh, my phone, I should have put a do not disturb. Apparently everyone that I know is deciding to text me right now. And my screen's just got things all over it. But it's really important to cultivate an inner dialogue with yourself that supports your growth. Hey, Aaron is here. Hi, Aaron. That supports your growth and your well-being, because that's what you're really gonna need in your career as an actor, because it's really fucking hard. I'm sorry if there's kids here. I don't think there are. This is not made for children. I had to let YouTube know that. But it's really hard and it's not fair. But then life's not fair. It's not. And like, I made my peace with that. Because while life may not be fair, I have the control and the power to then take care of myself, to live with life not being fair. I think that's a little bit what we're seeing in the world now, is people are very upset with conditions and things as if it were fair. as if life was designed for my personal comfort. It does not work that way. It is not designed for our comfort. It is actually inherently neutral, and we attach meaning to what happens. So I find that how you think becomes what you believe, and your beliefs dictate how you see the world. And so it's really like you can always start a new way of thinking and believing. I've definitely heard people, particularly older people, say, well, this is who I am, love it or leave it. And that's okay if this is who I am is supporting your growth and expansion. But if this is who I am, it's just how I am, I'm not going to change now, and it's something that's not supporting who you are and moving forward in life, then you may want to choose to change your thoughts, and you may want to choose to change your beliefs, and you can always do that. We are always expanding and growing and developing. And there are certainly things in my life where I've said, oh man, this thought is killing me. Like this belief, I got to get rid of this belief because it's disempowering me in every way. And hey, Jeffrey DeGrenier, hey buddy. That's an old friend of mine. And we've known each other since we were kids. And we can change. Like that is one of the things that I think about the human species that is utterly unique in the world, is that we have the ability to have some say, be open to development in every way. One of the most these are going so fast because so many people are commenting, but it seems like a lot of you are believing. I love it when you're having a negative thought, just say return to sender. Absolutely. Or I'm gonna, let it go. There are many times where I'll find, if I'm walking around and musing about things and I'm sort of brain looping on something that's not beneficial to me, I'll just out loud say, hey, stop. Breathe. This thought is not helping me. And then I decide, it's so simple, to think about something else, literally. And usually it's what's something that I can think about that makes me feel lighter and happier. I have found that the way that I can tell if my thoughts are supporting me or not is that truthful, supportive thoughts tend to feel lighter. It just feels lighter. Not truthful thoughts, falsehoods, disempowering thoughts, angry thoughts just feel heavier. And it's not that you should not ever have those, because we're 100% human beings here who are going to have a vast breadth and depth of thoughts and beings, and feeling bad and having really tough days is essential. It's part of being human. It's our ability to elevate and raise ourselves up from those places after a while, after we've explored them, after we've felt bad, after we've let ourselves feel despair or grief or anger or sadness or loss or all those things. So important to feel. It's not about not feeling those emotions. It's not about not dealing with your life 100%. It's just that so many people, I think particularly now, just get stuck there. They get stuck in the stressful thought. They get stuck in the repeating patterns of disempowerment and their limiting beliefs and their limiting thoughts. And there's actually a chemical reaction that happens. It raises your cortisol. It raises the adrenaline in your body. It raises the stress response. And when you live perpetually in that place, that's where illness and disease has more of an opportunity to to plant a seed and take root. And they are saying, and science is saying that um, not all, but many diseases are underpinned and begin from a place of stress. Because what does stress do? It lowers your immune system. It lowers you're not getting as much oxygen to your brain and your blood cells. Your heart is not beating coherently. It's got a funny pattern. If they were to hook you up to a machine and to see your heart rate, it would not be a beautiful coherent, which that's what they're looking for when they're looking at your heart rate, and it's jagged, and that takes a toll on your body and on your immune system. And so that all is generated, crazy enough, from your thoughts. And so that's why it's important to allow space for you to be a 100% full, complete human being, and choose wisely, like how you're going to do this. So, getting back to this question, what do I wish that young people would understand about acting before they pursue it as a career is that so much of your career is going to be about what you're thinking about and what you're believing in terms of your ability or your capacity or, um, you know, so many things. I mean, I've been at this for a really long time. So, and I don't do it perfectly. There's no such thing as perfect. I just do it the way that I do it, and it evolves, and I get better at it, but I still have things that happen that will throw me into the bushes and that are still really hard. I even had something last week. It was work wise and something that didn't end up working out. And I had to just really walk myself through, like, what do you believe? Who are you in this? Where do you believe that your opportunities come from? Like, and that's really going back to that Einstein quote. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle. And so I tend, me, I like magic. I like miracles. I love joy bombs, and I love the infinite possibility and probability of wonderful things happening. And I say yes to that. And so it opens those doors for me and consistently has done that. And I have been I've talked about it before about breaking rules. And I'm actually going to have something on when the website goes live, a commencement speech that I gave years ago, and it was all about breaking rules. And in that I kind of go, these are the perceived rules. I am pushing them to the side so that I can decide who I am, who I'm going to be. I mean, they're like, I'm in my 50s. Like, you're not valuable as an actress or a woman anymore. It's like, that's such utter bullshit. But there's so many people that I know that believe that and subscribe to that. And from that belief, they feel disempowered, or I'm too fat to do something, or I'm not beautiful enough to do something, or my skin isn't the right color for the part, or I don't know, I don't have enough skills or talent, or I'm just not creative enough, or whatever it is that we're telling ourselves that puts a stop sign up is, what's blocking our paths, and we're the ones doing it. Not to say that shit doesn't happen out there, because it happens out there all the time. But am I going to be in agreement with it and kind of go down in flames because it didn't go the way I wanted it to? Or am I going to get really clever now and find the workaround and find, like, okay, Well, that didn't work. And sometimes I've learned that when things don't work, it's because that's not the path for me and I'm supposed to head off in a different direction. And I always say that that's the universe kind of giving me a lane change. And am I listening? And if it's really not working, and the more I sort of push against something and it keeps not working for me, it's like, you're getting evidence. This is your data that you're supposed to take a different route. And so it's like having a flexibility as well to adapt and change and pivot and bob and weave and, be the water coming down the mountain. Like it goes around the rocks and it goes around the sticks and sometimes it goes under the ground and then it pops back up. And, there's a road to Rome with my name on it, but I'm the only one. Oh, I love it. I either exercise, let's just move. I want to get back to that. But I'm the one who decides it, and it's nobody's job to fix it except for me. And I think sometimes that's a problem because we expect the world to give us things, to make it safe for us to be, to not violate our space, or, that's just not how it works. It is a crazy, chaotic, filled with people with a vastly diverse points of view and ways of coming at life, and you're going to smack into that, and it's not that person's job to change for you so that you feel comfortable. It's your job to pivot and find the way that you feel comfortable, or you feel empowered, or you feel better, or you feel freer, or that is power. Like when you do that, because then it doesn't matter how other people show up in your life, because you're the one who's, got your hand on the stick shift and you're deciding how this is going to go. And that is power. And if you can get that, well, then you've got a secret to life. You've got an operating system that's really powerful, and you can take that on the road and you can make something out of that. It's really like, can you make something out of nothing? Or can you make something out of a disaster? And I don't know, Jamie, are you on here right now? Jamie is a chef, and well, she's a baker. I'm sure she's a chef as well. But a lot of times, I'm sure being in the kitchen, something goes wrong and you just fix it. And that's life, it's like you are curating your life. I am curating my life. And that takes a lot of responsibility. That means I am responsible. I think that's the hard part for a lot of people. They don't want to be responsible for their life and the outcomes because it feels hard, and because we've all made really bad choices. I know I have. Oh my God, I've made so many bad choices. Bad. What does that really mean? But choices that have either hurt other people, that have hurt me, that have gotten me into some kind of trouble, that have ended up being a lot of wasted energy or thought. And I have to take responsibility for that. And yeah, full accountability for my behavior, my actions, my thoughts, words, and deeds. And I think it's so much easier, obviously. There are times I totally want to blame other people for what's going on in my life. But I think I'm smart enough, I'm intelligent enough, I've lived long enough to know that when I do that, I am robbing myself of growth and potential. And there is something very powerful in owning your shit, owning your mistakes, apologizing when you've hurt someone or you've done something wrong. That was something that I learned with my kids as a mom, that it was really important for me to apologize to my kids, to take ownership for my mistakes. I'd never been a parent before. I'm just figuring this thing out. And to let them see me change. So when you're going into a career, a new career, and so we're, the question from Green January was, people starting acting careers. It's that you are responsible for your experience. You're going to do it in collaboration with a lot of other people, but you are responsible for the outcome. And are you going to stick around? You know, there's so many times I could have quit my career because it was really hard. It's like I was at a Comic-Con this weekend and I was talking to another actor who had worked with or was really good friends with Carrie Fisher. And we were talking because I have done 4 movies with Debbie Reynolds, and how you know, we were talking about their careers and how they, you know, they went up and down and up and down. I mean, certainly Debbie Reynolds, what an icon. And she had great highs and great lows. And if you stick around as long as she stuck around, you will have that. And it's just true for everybody. And so if you want longevity and durability and to be here for the long haul, then it's going to take some real beliefs, thoughts, way of living that is sustaining. And that's going to have to be self-sustaining, because at a certain point, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear me complain about my career and what didn't happen. And like, you know, enough already. It all happened. A lot of it sucked. A lot of it was great. Learn, keep going. Don't hang out in the past. I love it. And I'm going to go soon, but somebody once said that hanging on to the past is like dragging around a dead body on your back. And I was like, wow, that's profound. I felt stressed when I took a class about firefighting, but I learned from that class, oh, and it disappeared. I'm going to assume that they were like, they learned so much about, you know, who they were and their personal responsibility. Magic and brains trounce arrogance and brute force. Boy, isn't that true? You see, you guys, I love this. You guys are so smart. This is just such a smart group of people. I'm honored to, you know, have you guys come and hang out with me as I ramble on. I hope that this answered your question, Green January. And definitely on my website, there will be stuff that is just for actors. We're going to have stuff there, as well as, hey, Daniel, as well as Wake Up Wednesday stuff, my personal acting career stuff that'll be there. Oh, San Marco, thank you. And sort of stuff that I'm interested in. I'm going to have a newsletter. We're going to go into more depth and stuff. We're going to have opportunities to maybe interact with each other so that, you know, maybe somebody asks a question and we do it live and I get to see you and you get to see me. We'll be figuring it all out. Website, yeah, what? And my dear friend Erin Holznagel, who is designing that and helping me with that. He's my editor as well, and my dear friend. And you guys will get to meet him because we're going to be putting some stuff up on this channel, going back with how we met, and we met putting together the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reunion, and we're going to be talking about that. And yes. And then, you know, there's all kinds of stuff happening. You're going to want to look for me over on Instagram at the NECA Official. We're going to be doing April in April again. And I'm going to be talking to Randy tomorrow with coming up with collaborating on ideas of what we're going to do. Last time it was really fun because we went through the making of my action figure, so I don't know what exactly. I have a couple thoughts. I know they have a couple thoughts. It is so much fun to work with NECA. I love that company. I love their figures. Anyway, I am going to head out because it's 34 minutes. It's a lot of time to ask for people in your busy lives and busy schedules. Please drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know what you would like to talk about. And then maybe one of these we'll just do a straight up Q&A, because you guys, I you know, afterwards I go back and I can't always follow the chat that happens while I'm talking. But I always go back and I reread it, and I read all your comments, and I always try to, you know, acknowledge that I have read that. And sometimes if it's a more in-depth question, there's a couple people who have asked me questions in the past, and I know that I need to circle around and give you better answers, longer answers. One hits my mind now. I need to get back to him. He's a writer. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to say goodbye. Mwah. I don't know when I'll be back. Probably next week. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll see you in April. I don't know. Yet another reason, subscribe, hit notifications if that's your jam, and then you know when I'm going to be back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you so much. Bye.